Hello, everybody. Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. It's a cloudy, gloomy day in Detroit today. Yucky yuck, but it's okay. You know, it is what it is. We can't change it. So we'll see who pops on. I believe I'm under Bill Clairvoyant, I hope. Hey, Kathy, how's it going? I hope I'm under Bill Clairvoyant. I didn't check before I signed on. I hope that I am. Hey, Sherry, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Thanks.
So much energy in my house. Awesome. Hey, Tracy, how you doing? Yes, that was my Apple laptop that just talked back to me. You know? Yeah, Sherry, welcome to my life. If it's not that, it's the iPad or it's Alexa, one or the other. Hi, Betty. How are you? Yeah, it was too hard to get there, Tracy. It was way too hard. Way too hard. Yeah. Hello, Adrian. I'm doing okay. I got a sinus infection about a week ago, and I got some, hey, Suze, I got some antibiotics on Monday. Ding. 2 days later, bingo. Feeling good. Everything is all right. I'll keep taking my 2 pills a day, and we'll be all right. We're going to bust it out. Yep. Oh, mine does all the time, Sherry. Mine does all the time. Yep, mine does all the time. Bailey's okay. He's got a skin infection now. So, yep, it's just is stages of passing, right? Yep. Hi, Teresa. So Teresa lost my audio. Did anybody else lose the audio? There we go. Teresa says it's back. Okay, cool. Just a blip. Just a Mercury retrograde blip, right? Pretty much. Yep. So, my car's crunched. Yeah, it's all pushed in, you know. So, it's so interesting is that I've had plenty of accidents in my life since I was a kid, and it's never been my fault. My father, when I was younger, my father would say, "Oh my God, you have the worst luck with cars." Yeah, it's repairable. They'll just have to put a new front end on, I'm sure. But I just, I'm still paying for the totaled car from 3 years ago on my State Farm insurance. So I'm going to, hey, Jody. So I'm going to probably head to the dealership sometime next week, I think, and see how much it's going to cost. Hello, Liz. How's it going? Yeah, so, Spirit says, don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. I'm like, I know. So, yeah, still runs, still drives. Although my pretty car, you can't really see it in the front, but the bumper's kind of jacked up and the plastic's kind of broken and stuff like that. So, yeah. And I'm glad you are here, Kathy. I'm feeling so much crazy energy. Exactly. We're going to talk about that right now. Okay, cool. Kathy's going to start it off. That's where we're going to go. Okay, so crazy energy, right? There is so much crazy energy hitting the planet right now. It is nuts. Okay? There's all the hi, Laura. How are you? Gonna watch tonight? Good. So I watched the woman Pam Gregory, right? She's the astrologer, right? And she has all this cool insight to the galaxies and all kind of cool stuff. So I watched it last week and I watched it again today about the new moon, which was yesterday, I think, right? Or the day before? Yesterday. So the reason the energy is crazy is because of the Octavias. I don't know. Oh gosh, yes. Octavian Galaxy or something. I tried to look it up and I couldn't get anything on it. So I'm going to look further into it. The gamma rays from that, they are all about transformation. They're the most advanced society in the galaxies that we know of. Okay? I'm assuming it is prior to human being on Earth. But this energy is so intense, and it's hitting every human on the planet for transformational energy. While and those of us who are connected to a higher source, those of us who are connected, like pretty much, like I'm not gonna say 100% because that's what Spirit is saying. We're connected 100% if we know it or not, he says, which is true. So this faraway society, this Octavians or something like that, if I remember correctly. I'm sorry if I don't say it exactly right. Spirit's saying it correctly in my head, but my mouth isn't following his suit. So it's all about transformational energy. It's all about us just going with the flow. It's all about this upright, Spirit says, this uprising, this increased energy to prepare us to be global citizens to the whole planet, right? And to understand that we're caught up in that, right? We are truly caught up in that. It's fascinating to me, right? Because I feel it, I understand it, but I don't know why I understand it, right? So that's where Pam Gregory, astrologer, kind of comes in, because she kind of bridges that for me. I'll go back and watch her maybe once or twice. Do I understand all of the astrologer stuff? Not really. I'm just looking at the messages that I can get. And I've talked about her before on YouTube. And I think I'm going to do a explanation of the reading, okay? On like a Facebook Live or something. I think that would help us understand exactly what she's saying and how she's saying it, okay? But the energy right now is off the charts, okay? Not only is Mercury retrograde, right? So there's where your frustration, your anger, anything having to do with electronics messes up. Again, don't make any big decisions. Don't get a job. Don't buy a house. Don't buy a car. All kinds of things. What's unfortunate is 2 of my best friends are buying houses this week. One in Sarasota, Florida, one in Rochester Hills. So I know they're protected by the universe, but it's interesting that they're doing it during Mercury retrograde. And not having any problems at all. Nothing negative is coming to either one of them, which is kind of cool, right? You would think that something in the last week or so would have messed them up. It's not. Everything is going completely to plan. So that's kind of awesome. Okay. So you've got the energy coming from outside the universe, which is just crazy energy, positive energy, intense energy, uplifting energy. Spirit says energy that hits our souls, like it hits our heart, right? It makes us feel confused sometimes, but that's when you have to, again, ask why. What is this? I need you to help me with this, right? I don't understand why the energy is crazy or whatever. Or that I show up, right? And I can easily do that. So energy is crazy, and I'm telling you guys, in the next week, it's going to be even crazier in a positive way, where it's going to scoop everybody up and move us forward, okay? Helping our ascension, help us get better and better connectivity. Spirit says, connecting the dots, activating the DNA, getting us to understand, hi Billy, getting us to understand that or not understand, Spirit says, understand or not understand, there's no reason to be fearful at all. It's all about allowing ourselves to ascend, allowing ourselves to absorb that energy and kind of just do this and kind of just let it take us as high as we possibly can go. Hey, Susan, I'm glad you're here. Okay, so understand this. On the 10th, Saturn is no longer in retrograde. Remember when I posted on my Facebook page that that there was 6 planets retrograde, right? Okay, they're all big planets. They're all important planets to us. Okay, they all mean something different. Now, the big planets. Saturn on the 10th of October goes forward. Bonus. Okay, Saturn is constriction. It's structure. It's government. It is top down. Okay, the boss. Okay, but right next to that, hello Veronica. How are you? So Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system. Hi, Carmelina. Hi, Carmelina. How are you? How's Canada? So Jupiter, the largest planet in the solar system, right, goes forward on the 17th of October. Okay? Now, Saturn, constriction. Big planet Jupiter, expansion. Jupiter wins. Okay? Okay? Pluto goes forward, which is the planet of destruction. It now is moving forward, I think on the 12th, okay, of October. After that, on the 18th, Mercury goes forward. No more retrograde until next year, okay? So those are all important planets, okay? If anybody's feeling frustrated, has their words are being jumbled when they either text somebody or they are trying to get something through on a fax or on an email or anything like that. If your phone bugs out, anything like that, Teresa's lost the audio, that's all Mercury retrograde stuff. It's always going to interfere with your energy in a negative sense. Why? Because it's connecting to all the dots inside of you that are not healed yet. Okay? And all this energy that's coming from the universe, okay, is here to heal us. It's here to, sorry guys, it's here to take us from point A to point B to point C. Okay? Exactly what it is, exactly what it is doing. Exactly. Hey, Robert Trowbridge is here, my high school guy. Facebook going down. Exactly, that's exactly it. Facebook going down for a whole day. Who'd have thought that? It's Mercury retrograde, right? Again, wanting Facebook, number one, Spirit says, taking Facebook out of our lives and Instagram, right? And WhatsApp. What's the world gonna do, right? Without this thing. And then it comes back up. But I'm telling you, they will do more and more of that to get Facebook to change. And we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? Teresa, her phone's crazy this week. It's freezing, etc. Exactly. That's exactly what Mercury retrograde is meant to do. It's meant to disrupt your life in real time, okay? It's meant to get you conscious, to get you go, okay, what the hell is that? Okay, I'm frustrated. Why is this person yelling at me? Why is this person behind me yelling at somebody else? Why is everybody so angry? It's like 100 times worse than it was before it went retrograde. Okay? So understanding that all these planets moving forward, the big four, let's call them, okay? The next 2 weeks are going to be gargantuan. Till the end of the month, we're going to be smoking it. It's going to be fantastic. Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Okay? Understanding that it's there, I know. Allow it to happen, Spirit says. Allow it to happen. Don't get freaked out. Keep your fear in place, right? Keep your fear under control. We all have it, right? Human has fear, and it's always going to be there. It's how you control it. Just like Mercury retrograde, right? Mercury retrograde makes you fearful. Brings everything to the surface that you thought you'd taken care of, right? So understanding that, the more that you understand that, the more conscious you are, the less you are apt to outburst, the less you are going to act out in some certain way, right? Understanding what goes on in the freaking galaxy, in the universe around us, we're global citizens, guys, and we're becoming more and more of that every day, okay? Understanding that we don't have a choice in that. We're all ascending, not at the same time. We're all at different levels of our ascension, right? Right. So when there was somebody who commented on my Facebook Live about not wanting to know the astrology stuff, well, guess what? That's how I do most of my day, right? Whatever's happening up there is going to affect everybody. And me being an old soul Capricorn, right? I should know all that stuff because anything that's up there is going to affect me. And if I'm conscious, if I'm smart about it, right, I won't allow it to affect me. Now, I talked to somebody today who said, Bill, I've been feeling numb during Mercury retrograde. Bonus. If you feel nothing during Mercury retrograde, yay, healing. Okay? This is probably the best Mercury retrograde I've had in a really long time. Even though my car got crashed, even though other stuff's been going on, no fear at all inside my heart. No anything, like things aren't going to work out, being in fear, letting my ego take over my thoughts. Okay? Because it's what it does. It connects to your little kid inside. It connects to your ego. It connects to the doubt. It connects to all of it, right? And then understanding that if I'm conscious, if I know what's going on, I catch it like that, right? Oh, no, I'm not, no, we're not going there. Oh, no, Bill, we're not doing that. No, Bill, we're not doing that. That doesn't matter. Bill, let that go. Doesn't matter. See? And I've been talking to people all week, even last week, that their stuff is coming up, right? Where I can't meet the right man, I can't find him, blah, 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 blah. Stop searching. He's gonna find you. Get rid of that fear of being alone. Get rid of that fear of being the only one in the group of 5 or 6 or 7 people that doesn't have a man, that isn't married. Forget that stuff. It doesn't work, right? Because you can have any man that you want, doesn't mean it's gonna work. Every man can have a woman, doesn't mean it's gonna work. You'd rather be miserable because then you won't be, really? Well, Mercury retrograde. See, that's exactly how it works. It tries to bring all your fears to the surface so that you look at them. How do you look at them? By feeling them. And if you're conscious, you go, okay, I don't know why I'm thinking like that. I haven't felt like that in a year. Guess what? You didn't heal it 100%. And that's what it's all about, right? Because as we move forward into the next dimension, as we move forward into beautiful energy that is going to enlighten us beyond our belief, right? I know. Spirit is like, if you could see what I see, you would marvel at the beauty. You would marvel at the abundance. You would marvel at the abilities of human beings to actually be on a level never seen before. Not on Earth, right? So as these planets move forward, right? They're all the big daddies, okay? Everything is going to fall into place in a positive sense, all right? So keep that in mind this month, right? Because you've got 4 planets starting this week, with Saturn on the 10th, moving forward, which means everything that was stuck is now progressing forward again, okay? And that's a good thing because we lose this energy of WTF, right? And it's easier for us to make sense of how come individual is not moving forward. How come I'm not, how come? Well, when you've got big, massive gas giants in the universe not moving, looking like they're basically standing still, meaning nothing's moving forward at this time with Jupiter it's been 4 months. With Saturn it's been 5 months. So if you look back, right, and go, okay, I can see when my progression stopped, right? The wonderful thing about most of the people that watch Coaching for the Soul, they're at a certain spot of ascension, okay? So they don't feel it like the muggles do. The muggles really feel it, like to stop, boom, nothing, right? Where we can kind of maneuver around it, depends upon where Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto and Mercury are in your birth chart, okay? So it all depends on which of the 12 houses it kind of affects, right? But astrology and spirituality, what I do for a living, they go hand in hand, okay? They go hand in hand because Spirit can tell you that this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. He's not thinking about Mercury retrograde. He's above that, right? He's above that pay grade, right? He's way up here. Say, we're not. So he may say, well, you're going to have blah, 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 this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen. Then you're like, okay, it's been 3 weeks. How come it hasn't gone anywhere? Mercury retrograde just ended, right? And the cool thing about as we get closer to the 18th, it starts to wane in power, okay? Not as intense as it is in the middle, which is this week, okay? So really understand that and guys, and if you have questions about that astrology stuff, send me a text, right? I mean, I'll answer your question the best that I can, right? And I probably will do, this is for Susan too, I'll probably do an explanatory Pam Gregory conversation. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, because if I'm going to tape her on my phone and have it so people can hear what she's saying and then stop it and then explain it to people what it is, okay? Because there's some really, really good things in there. But it gets very, very complicated. I know what she's saying. I just don't know all of it. Because I don't know the houses, right? I don't know that stuff. Kind of from the outside looking in. So cool things are going to absolutely change. All the stuff's going to change. The energy is going to be off the charts. Let yourself ascend. Let yourself absorb that energy. Spirit even says, invite the energy in. I'm ready to become a galactic citizen. We're going to anyway. Might as well invite it in, right? And then, I know, and Spirit, I know. And he says, but don't look for signs, right? Don't say, okay, Spirit, I'm ready to be a galactic citizen. I'm open to the energy. Bring it to me. And then go, okay, well, I didn't really get anything. Well, it doesn't happen like that, right? The higher your vibration, the less you notice it. The lower your vibration, the more you notice it over time. See? Chimes. So it's super, super important to understand that raising your vibration is everything. It is everything, right? Right? And the more that you allow that to happen, the more that you live in that, the more that you keep your vibration as high as you possibly can. You can do that. You can do that visually. Okay, you can visualize yourself just moving up in white light, right? You can picture yourself being Superman or whatever. Push your chest out and just go like this, and just close your eyes and imagine yourself going up in the light, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's all up to us to just imagine ourselves at a higher vibration, and guess what? The energy follows. And then keeping us there, right? It's not that hard. Once you become used to it, which I am in fifth dimension most of my day, until Lee comes home from work, right? Or the dog needs something and I got to come back down to third. It's easier to keep your vibration higher. See? So Sherry says she would have thought that the higher your vibration, the more you would notice the signs. No, you would not notice the energy. You would just feel like it's normal. You would just feel like it's just, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. It kind of feels good. It's kind of, I'm feeling it. It's kind of awesome. There isn't any big push to make you go forward, to make you ascend. And that's what this energy is all about, is pulling you into the future. Okay, and that brings up fear for a lot of people. Okay, so hi Stephanie. So when you feel that, acknowledge it. Always acknowledge. Always acknowledge. When you feel shifts, right? When you feel different, good or bad, right? This is all gonna be good stuff. So it's going to absolutely counteract the last part of Mercury retrograde, okay? And that's what it's supposed to do, because November's November, it's Scorpio season, right? So it's more emotional, it's more gucky. But the great thing is because it's Libra season, it's all about balance. It's all about just balance and absolutely just getting ourselves back on track if you're off track. If you're not off track, it's about allowing yourself to move with the energy, allowing yourself to absorb the energy. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Ask for what you want. Okay? I'm telling you, it is so amazing that you can actually get what you want. Okay? Now, it's interesting. Probably 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, when I started doing readings, right? I was talking to people about the dam of abundance above them, right? And I just assumed that's what it was, right? Well, in the last couple of weeks, I have realized that it's called something. I don't know what it's called, but I love when Spirit gives me terms that are easy for me to understand, because I'm not the smartest, what they say, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, right? I'm really not. But I'm a hell of an intuitive and a hell of a clairvoyant, right? I can talk to dead people too, so it's pretty freaking cool. I'll take who I am over not being the smartest or the sharpest knife in the drawer. So it is interesting to me that the things that I've channeled in the past for people, right? As I ascend, as I am more clear, as I get it even more, right? As I go through my ascension, that what he told me in simple terms has a universal term. And that just tickles me. Because I'm like, I love the fact that he makes it out to be, for me, common English, right? And then as we grow through things, right? Maybe 3 years, 4 years, whatever it might be, 5 years, whatever, right? All of a sudden, they bring you the term that I would have never known what the hell it was 3 or 4 years ago. I would have never known what that was, see? And I love that. I love the fact that they bring us something in our terms, right? And something that we can understand, especially for me, right? Because I have to relay that message to somebody, right? And if they're not of that mind, of that frequency, I love the fact that they change it so you can understand it. That to me blew my mind. I'm like, are you kidding me? How cool is that? That they actually change the word to something simple for me to channel, so the person I'm channeling for would understand it. But it makes so much sense that we all have an abundance tab, let's say, right? That we can have anything that we want. And if anybody ever tells you that you can't, walk away. Walk away. Walk away, okay? Or if you can't walk away, understand that I know exactly who you are. The universe put you in my life to challenge me, to challenge my belief, to challenge my knowledge, to challenge the way that I feel that I deserve it, that I deserve everything that I want in my life, because you do. Think big, right? Is it gonna happen tomorrow? Could be. Happen next week? Could be that too. Happen like in a month, 2 months, a year, whatever, next year, 2022? Yeah, could also, right? So understanding that it takes time to manifest, because all of a sudden you're saying, I want that. I really want that. I want that boat. I want that house, right? I want that man. I want that woman, right? It all has to manifest, and it's all there for you. You just have to be at a frequency, right? So they can give it to you. So being down here with the bottom feeders, not gonna work, right? And that energy of just, I don't deserve it, I'm never gonna get it, I don't understand it, how come I can't, wah, 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 wah. Been there, done that, doesn't work, right? It's about understanding that if I'm going to get everything that I want, I've got to move myself up. I've got to allow myself to ascend. I have to allow myself, and I got to work on my stuff. I really have to work on the stuff that makes me heavy, which is human, right? Right? A couple of weeks ago, we talked about plasma, right? Our plasma's changing from being dense to being lighter. No one knows why. Well, guess what? We know why, right? Because for us to do the things we're going to do in the fourth and fifth dimension in the next decade, we as humans have to, what's the word, Spirit? It shows me morphing. That's not it. But we have to, I know. We have to change who we are, basically. Okay? Evolve. Yeah, I can't think of the word. It's right there and I can't get it. It's not that. Okay. He's trying to help me and I'm not getting it. So that's who we're becoming, as we work on ourselves, right? Work on ourselves. We're noting, they're playing with my nose. We're noticing energy shifts, right? We don't get it, but we say something out loud like energy is kind of weird. Why today? What's going on with this? Transmute. Thank you, Sherry. Transmute into so that we can be these transform, exactly, these light beings, right? These amazing humans of the future that we all chose to be here for this time. I find that fascinating. I find that fascinating that my old soul chose to be born in 1960, right? Quit my job in 2014 after 30 some years, right? Hey, Chrissy, to be here where I'm at 7 years later. That blows my freaking mind. Blows my mind. And it should blow everybody's mind. It truly should. Understanding that your soul chose to be born right now. So for the first time in human evolution, that's the key, thank you. In human evolution, we're moving into a new dimensional energy. We're already partially in, right? It's just a bridge, fourth dimension. Fifth dimension is right over the hump, right? When everything changes. And that phone hasn't done anything all day long until now. Mercury retrograde, trying to make me frustrated, not gonna happen. So understanding that we chose to be here now. We chose to be here to do the work, our soul work, right? We chose to do our human work. We chose to heal our little kids inside. We chose to work on our egos, right? To get the hell out of your head, right? Understanding that it's always gonna sabotage you. No matter what it is, it's gonna sabotage you. And the more that you control it, right? By telling it no, all you do is lie. Now listen to that, all you do is lie. Once you put it in check, ascension happens, right? And then allowing people and things to come into your life when it's time. When it's time, right? Tammy Bradswell came into my life 6.5 months ago for a reason, right? Right? To raise my vibration. Now, I saw 2 of her alerts twice before the third one that Spirit put her face on my iPad, right? Because they're like, okay, this dummy doesn't really understand he's supposed to watch this. So let's put her face on the screen, then he'll watch it. They know me so well, right? Because I ignored 2 of her alerts that she was doing something at 1:11 on a Monday. See? So when I tell you guys, you got to talk to your spirit guides, your guardian angels, you got to talk. They need to be your best friends. That's why. The more they know you, the more they understand you, because they do. They've been with you every single lifetime, right? They're yours, no one else's. How cool is that, right? So if you're not paying attention, right, at the time, all the time I'm going, okay, I need you to help me, what's next? I need you to show me what's next. Help me out, bring me what's next. Boom, she's on my iPad, okay? And then you ride that pony until you're done, right? Nothing is forever, you guys, understand. Nothing is forever. There's people that I've done readings for in the past 5 years that I haven't seen in 3 years. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. In 2 years, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people moving on because they learned from me what they were supposed to learn. Good or bad. It's not me to say, right? So understanding that there's people in your life having to teach you something, good or bad. See? And using it, if it's good, if it's bad, you learn from it, right? And then you boot them out, right? If it's good, you ride the pony until the pony don't got any oomph left, right? And you know when that is. You know that when it's time for them to go, for you to leave that situation, and it doesn't matter what it is or who it is, right? If you don't do it, you'll start to understand less about that person. Let's say, right, that you're doing, let's say for me, watching Pam Gregory astrology. I think I've gone through, hey Josephine, I think I've gone through 4 astrologers in the past 5 years. 3 card readers for sure, right? Because it's just kind of fun for me, right? So when I don't get it anymore, which I will eventually happen with everything, right? We suck what we can out of them at the time and the place, and then we move on. We have to be smart enough to move on though, guys. That's the thing. And when we don't move on like we should, we will receive less and less information from them. You'll be like, well, that didn't resonate with me at all this week. No, I think, again, ding, 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 time to go. Time to get her off your iPad, get him off your iPad, and allow something else to come in, right? That's why social media can help you more than hurt you on your spiritual journey, okay? It truly can. The algorithms or whatever it's called, right? If you are clicking on a lot of spiritual things, they'll bring you more spiritual things. Bonus. Some crazy folks, right? I'm okay with that. I just look at it, I can tell, click, bye, gone, right? And again, the algorithms pick that up, right? So understanding that if I click a certain someone and I click them again and again and again, somebody that is kind of in their same realm, in their same energy, in their same everything, is going to come into my space. YouTube, Facebook Watch, bingo. I'm telling you, it is pretty amazing when your energy is so influential, right? Truly it is. That your spirit guides, your guardian angels, everybody who takes care of you every day says, okay, we're going to bring him this here. We're going to bring her this here. This to him, this to her, right? So you go on YouTube and you just look at spiritual stuff, okay? You look at card readers. You look at Pam Gregory, who was an astrologer. There's all kinds of different things that you can sample, let's say, right? And then you do YouTube if you can every day, because there's always going to be something there for you to look at. If there's not, if nothing interests you that day, then what you do is ignore. And again, YouTube is very good at this. Those people don't show up anymore. They bring you new people. Bonus. You get to choose. You get to choose. Thank you, Billy. Sometimes I think I share too much on YouTube or on Facebook and Instagram, but then when I hear people, liking the things and things like that, that's why Spirit says do it, right? Because I want to please as many people as I possibly can by the influential stuff that works. If something resonates in me, I'm going to post it. Trust me. If it's like, oh my God, that's so easy and so simple, everybody needs to hear it. That's why. That's why when I get somebody who sees it 10 days later, bonus. They're meant to see that. Understand, guys, nothing happens by chance. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. See? Because most people, like myself, when I started this, I didn't know where to look. I had no clue where to find anything spiritual, right? So I had to do my own work. I had to do my own stuff, right? And it can be very, very defeating. It can be very, very defeating because all you want to do is be nurtured. All you want to do is be in that energy of being included, right? Right? We all do. We all have this need to be part of the tribe, and understanding that the one way to be part of the tribe is to follow Facebook. Follow my stuff on Instagram too. But I put a lot of stuff from Instagram on Facebook because there's some amazing things that pop up on my Instagram feed. It's amazing that I just like this stuff, right? But it gets deeper and more intense and more cool and more connected to the universe, right? So if it means something, click on it. Again, the one thing that I will say, because Spirit has said this to me a number of times, okay? If you are on Instagram, chimes. If you're on Instagram, okay, and it will say that the lottery is coming. Let's say blah 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 blah. Affirm by double clicking, so the heart comes up, and a yes. Put yes down there. Comment your yes. Spirit said this, because I was like, really? Why should I have to do that? Blah, 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 blah. Me just questioning, right? Because it keeps your vibration high. It keeps your frequency high, Bill, because you're in that energy of yes, 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 yes. Does that make sense? Right? I always thought, this is kind of dumb. Why would I do that? That was last year. This year, I'm all about 111. Whatever it says I need to do to win something or to become something or to know something, Spirit says you do that because it keeps your vibration high. That makes sense, right? Because I am reading what it is saying. It resonates with me, right? And sometimes I'll post those on my Facebook page, but not that often, right? And last night again, before, this is interesting, before I went to bed, I don't know why, but I checked Instagram, and the lottery thing came up from The Secret, right? You're in line for the lottery, blah, 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 blah. And it said, double click and a yes. And then I looked at the time and it was 10:29. And Spirit says to me, 10:29 is an important date. Well, it's the 7th already. So then when I went to post it on Facebook, it was gone. Completely disappeared. Because I was supposed to see that, right? That's how it works, you guys. That's how it works. That's how you know those folks up there, all that special, wonderful, spiritual knowledge, all those beings that are the guides of your life, that know your story from front to back, right? Are giving you something on your phone before you go to bed as confirmation that you're on your way, you're on your way, you're on your way to what you want, to where you're supposed to be, right? If you don't do those things and your vibration is lower, right? They can't get that message to you. Your energy won't allow it, right? It's too hard for them to come down and zap your phone and all of a sudden, boom, it's on there. So that's why it's so important to keep your vibration as high as you possibly can, okay? And that is by visualizing. I posted something about visualization, I think, this week on Facebook, and it's the God's honest truth. If you visualize what you want in the morning and before you go to bed, and you go to sleep with that vision in your mind that you're looking at, that you're feeling, that you're loving, okay? It's going to show up. It's the same way with bad stuff. Same way with bad stuff, right? If I go to bed upset because I didn't get what I wanted, I'm going to wake up feeling like I'm not going to get what I wanted. Don't do that. Don't do that, right? Take a shower. Let that wash away. Talk out loud in the shower, right? Do whatever you have to do not to go to bed with doubt, Spirit says. Never go to bed with doubt. Doubt that you're going to receive everything that you've asked for. Because you will. But your doubt will put negative energy into the universe, into your space, he says. Negative energy is harder to remove than positive energy, right? Because it's heavier, right? It fills the room. It absolutely changes the vibration in your house. It changes the vibration in your house. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you. That's awesome. I don't see that, but awesome. Kathy is saying that I'm glowing, which is kind of cool, which is awesome. So because that's how I feel. I truly feel like that. I feel like that most of the time. But especially when I'm filled with Spirit, when the channel is open 100% and it's just coming through, what we need to do to be our best self, to understand that our life, our happiness is in our hands, right? That our happiness is, and trust me, I could be the most negative human being on the planet in my past. Not anymore, at all. Very little bothers me. Okay, but understanding that I had to get to the place of a higher vibration, of higher frequency, right? And believing that I can have everything that I want, and everybody can. It's just, how do we get there? How do we allow ourselves to get there? Spirit says it's not by control. It's by allowing and understanding that we have to be at a certain level of frequency on the radio dial, as Tammy says, right? Chimes, right? And of belief and of understanding that that this is where I have to be and I'm comfortable there. It takes a minute. It truly takes a minute. So Susan says, how do we know what we want is actually in our best interest? Well, why wouldn't it be? If you want it. I mean, if you want to be a murderer, no. If you want to be, I mean, I can't imagine anything that's negative, because you can only ask for what you want, right? Until you ascend high enough to know why you don't need that. Okay? Why you don't need that. Does that make sense? Right? Right? Because many times, I know there's things I've wanted in my life that when I got there, I didn't really want it. Hello? Right? And usually that was because it was a lesson. Something to teach me. But you don't really want this. And it's usually a man. It's usually a man. See? Because I was so damaged inside from my childhood and from my past 2 lives of being a female prostitute for 2 lives in a row and being murdered both times. See? So I understand that now. Did I understand that then? Not at all. But my yearning from past lives, that energy, right? Of being loved and being accepted and straight men loved me, which was just beyond, I did not understand that whole concept of, okay, why are straight men attracted to me? Well, because of past life stuff, right? Didn't understand that then, understand it now. So Susan, when you say that, just ask what you want, and when you get there, when it comes to you, you'll know if you want to accept it or not. You go, oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh God, I cannot believe that's a lesson right there. I get it. I so get it, because that's what it's all about, right? Right? They're going to continue to bring you things every day of your life. Just depends upon if we accept it or not. Susan says, lessons can be expensive. Yes, they can be. Yes, they can be. But you can't look at it like that, right? Because if you're looking at it could possibly be expensive, you're cutting your channel off. Completely cutting your channel off. Okay? You cannot be worried about the cost of something. Okay? You have to believe and understand that if it costs you something, they're going to replace the money. And they will. Some way, shape, or form, they will. I got that message the night that guy backed into the front of my car. Don't worry about it, Bill. It's no big deal. But it's another blah, blah. The Spirit said, stop. There'll be plenty to take care of that if you keep the car. Oh, really? It's only 3 years old. Just like the last car was 3 years old. Who knows, right? So it could be expensive again. I don't know. But I was expecting to take this car to Maui. See? Maybe I'm not going to take the car to Maui. I don't know. See? So I wanted the car. I got the car. It's like really expensive. Every monthly payment is really expensive. The most of I've ever paid in my freaking life. I've never missed a payment. Thank God, because the money's there. See? So we have to ask and get what we want, right? And then if something happens, well, again, we don't know the outcome of everything. But do not cut yourself off from your source, right? Do not cut yourself off from the universe, right? Just because it could, the word could cost me something. Well, you could, become a billionaire tomorrow. Something else could happen tomorrow in a negative sense. But then also, guess what? You could meet the man of your dreams tomorrow, or the woman of your dreams tomorrow, right? Or have the most amazing job change where they pay you twice as much. Again, I think of the positive instead of the negative. You have to, because if you don't, you will interrupt your journey and slow your ascension. So listen, sometimes you have to head down the path to see if it's what you truly want. Exactly. And that's why you accept it, right? Because you don't know until you get there. You don't know until it's brought to you. And when you do that, then you can go, oh, well, that didn't work out very well, but I did learn A, B, C, and D. Bingo. That's what they wanted you to learn, right? That's what they wanted you to learn. What did I learn about them totaling my car in 2018? That I could afford an expensive car? I don't know. See? Getting me ready to move to Maui? Yeah. See? But then this happened during Mercury retrograde, right? And I'm like, okay, it's been 3 years. Okay, this is interesting how this is going. And I believe we're going to move this year. And so, okay, so maybe something else happens where I don't take that car, to Maui. That car was supposed to be my bridge to me feeling incentivized and excited about moving. And I was more muggle than I am now. So I thought it was going to be instantaneous then. Well, it's been 3 years. I'm still here, but not much longer. Why? Because I know where my vibration's at, where my frequency is at. Liz says it started for her with her master's degree until she realized it wasn't for her. Exactly. Yep. See? Because if you do that, eventually you're going to be like, no, this doesn't feel right. No, I don't like this. No, I don't think this is what I'm supposed to do. That's when you know you're connected to your divine self. You know that you're connected. When all of a sudden you go, you know what? I don't think I want to do this anymore. I don't think that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Right? And that's the key. Teresa says she always asks, I always ask if it's a want or something I need to learn. Well, you can do that. That's kind of specific though, right? So when you do specifics, what happens is it closes your channel, right? It's not as broad as you could possibly allow it to be. See? Because I would, I know. Ooh, I just got that energy. Yeah. So you want to keep your channel as wide as you possibly can so that anything that they want to bring to you will come. Okay? Yep. See? And that's important. That's important to understand that that you do want your channel to be as wide as you possibly can so that anything that you want, I think now I deserve it. I think now I want it. And I told somebody the other day, I said, ever since I was a kid, people would be fascinated when I would say, well, I can have that if I want it. I just don't want it right now. They're like, you can't have that, whatever it is, like a new car, a new apartment. I can move if I wanted to, blah, 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 blah. Well, you can't. Well, no, that doesn't happen. Well, yes, it does, because I always knew that I was this being. I didn't know it as a human, right? But I always had this confidence about, I can have anything that I want. I mean, I can't have that. And some people would call me selfish. Well, you've got a perfectly good car. What do you need a new one for? Because I want it. Well, it's only 3 years old. Why would you're going to take it? Well, I don't care. I want it. I want that. Oh my gosh, you are so irresponsible. No. As I've grown up, I know that's not irresponsible. That is acting within your I wants. Did it turn out traumatically horrible? No. See? So even as a kid, I'm talking like 10 years old, 12 years old, right? That's why I got my paper route when I was 12. Because my mother kept telling me, no, you can't have that. So I said, okay, fine. I made $300 a month in 1972 as a 12-year-old delivering newspapers. $300 a month. I could have anything that I wanted when I was 12 years old. I had $300 in my pocket every single month. See? That's just who I've always been. So it's possible that we can all have what we want. It truly is. It truly is. We can have anything that we want, right? I knew it as a child, just didn't know how I knew it. Spirit. Just had it inside of me. It drove my parents nuts, right? Drove my parents nuts. Now, as an adult, we can all have what we want as we're going through our ascension and allowing the universe to bring us what we want. And what we need too, but needs are just needs. But I want that. I want that too. And we have to allow ourselves to ascend, to absorb the energy, to become the human so that they can bring us what we want at the right place, right time. Or I'd already be in my house in Maui. Wasn't the right time, right? They told me in advance where I was going. They told me how I was going to get there. They didn't tell me how long it was going to take. Why? I'll never forget. People saying to me, Bill, if they told you who you're going to be, your mind, the energy that you would have at that point in time, Bill, you're not in that energy, and your mind would get fried. Your human brain would fry, Bill, because it's not prepared for the energy level of where you'll be when you get to move to Maui. And me being the arrogant Capricorn human, come on, it can't be that different. Come on, there's no way. Come on, I can handle anything. Well, guess what? They knew differently. So now I get it, right? 3 years later, I get it. So that's what it's all about, okay? Is understanding that that's what we have to do. Allow. Ask and allow. So Sherry says, I've had similar experiences moving away from the Midwest. Lessen those moments of you can't. Exactly. Because the Midwest is brought up in lack. Hard work and dedication gets you this much. I don't want that much. I want this much. I want this much. I want it all. That's selfish. No, it's not. No, I deserve all that. See? And when you move away from the Midwest, you actually understand that. You actually understand that. That the Midwest is a lot of pressure, negative pressure in the country towards this part of the country. Yeah. So, okay, guys, I think we're done. Cool. Okay, so let me think. When's my next fair? My next fair is on the 17th of October in Lapeer. And then the 18th, I'm in Dexter. Okay? You can pre-book readings if you want. Just send me a text. Get you the time that you want. There's no problem with that. I know I've done that for 3 people so far in Dexter. They're coming over from Jackson. And so, that's the 17th and 18th, I believe. Yes. And then I do readings every day. This weekend, I'm doing readings on Saturday. So if you know anybody or you want to get a reading on Saturday, I'm open. Doesn't happen that often. Normally it's like maybe twice a month, maybe. That's a good deal. So I'm always around. If you guys need anything at all, let me know. 248-310-7689. Send me a text, right? I don't want anybody to think they're by themselves, because you're not. Something crazy happens, send me a text. Something fabulous happens, send me a text. Okay? It's okay to boast. It's okay to say, I can't believe what just happened to me. This is phenomenal, right? That's what the stage is for, you guys. That's what the stage is for. The stage is for all of us to stand on and go, this is freaking amazing. I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful. I live in gratitude. I'm absolutely thankful for everything. My last experience was wonderful. This is great. This is great. This is great. One little thing sucked, but you know what? Overall, things are pretty good. That's what it's all about, is talking about it and being supportive of each other and absolutely understanding that as a collective, we're much stronger than if we're by ourselves. Okay? So I'll see you next week for Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3.